welcome. This is Kevin, also known as Awol, and I finished doing the other pattern and I filled in all the stuff, and it took me, well, it took me ages. Now it's time to do it again, right? New template over here. Let me show you the one thing that sticks out to me the most when looking at this. This bracelet will look nice if you have, let me just grab a bracelet here. If you have the tassels like this, the ties on both ends, but I like to make a loop. That's not going to work here because both reds are on the left hand side and there are no reds on the right hand side. Technically you can make a loop where you kind of lark head the strings together, where you have the red going to the one side and something going to the other side. It's just, I don't know. It seems like a lot of extra work. So what I've done is I've taken our 16 colors and I brought it over here, and I thought I would show you an alternative way of making this that, well, it could be a lot of fun. So let's start with the red. And I guess we're gonna go, let's go this way with it. Right? So it's gonna come there, down this way. Okay, and on the other side we would do the same thing. So now we have a single one of the strands. Now, mind you, I double up my thread, but we'll have equal amounts going on both sides, and because of that we know that one has to be a red, right? Our next color is this darker orange, and it's just gonna go down this way as well. And once again, it'll be forced to be there when it meets itself in the middle. Now I'm gonna save you guys a whole bunch of time by filling in the rest of these colors going down the same exact way, and then I'll come back and we'll fill in the bigger squares and I'll show you how that's done. So I will be right back. Wait, where's the other? Be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I filled out everything underneath to the halfway point, and I moved the halfway point line down by like one kind of row, because if it ended up here, I would have problems with the diamonds up in here. So I have all underlying strings, and if we wanted to kind of map out the pattern to be kind of like what the other one was, I came up with this idea of using gray, where I could just go like this and see where these diamonds land and then make them the color afterwards. Just kind of better see in advance what's happening, because it's going to get a little bit weird because there's so many colors changing all the time. The other one was kind of easy because it's sort of made like an L shape each time, but I don't think this will have that. See, and it ends on a 1 instead there. All right, and then outside of it was that one row thing. All right, it's like this. So easy peasy. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So just move this up this way. That ends there. Easy enough. On the other side, that would be here. So I can follow this down. Again, I'm doing this way in case somebody maybe was going to try to do this and they're like really confused. This would be probably, in my mind, the easiest possible way to accomplish what I'm doing here. You'll kind of see why it makes sense in a moment, right? So anything, well, let's do the other side as well. Wait, can I copy that? I can. Wait, check this out, guys. We're gonna cheat a little bit. So that basically I use select by color, and that's gray. So I can hit Control C, Control V, get the move tool, and slide it over here.
I meant to do that.
And line that up just right. Oh, look at that. I only had to do it once. Genius. All right. So now everything that's not gray goes to the right. So like here is, let me, grab paint tool again. So the red here just continues down its path. Well, okay, so everything goes to the right unless you are on the right hand side, then it goes to the left. Everything's coming towards the middle. Oh wait, so that means that these are wrong. Okay, so I'm getting so far ahead of myself and so far away from explaining this right. It's essentially where the other one is a candy stripe, this is essentially a chevron. And it will make the middle part kind of interesting, and it will make it'll make that other pattern on the inside really cool. Everything, this is just going to turn out really, really neat. Now I might actually make this one because, well, because I want to see it, and I'm afraid that this was not what anybody asked for. This is just me having a little tangent because I had a clever idea and then I wanted it to happen. So you see what I'm doing? It's just a case of the gray ones are going to go in the other direction, and I'll be able to kind of track it the same way as what I'm doing here, because I put in the work of putting in what was underneath. So I can easily see that, like, this is the light green that's coming down towards the center. And without having like grayed out these areas, like trying to keep track of what's where could have been a problem. I could have just done it kind of the way I did the other ones, where I just filled in the whole chevrons and then try to find the spaces. But with all the colors going on, it's so hard to even see, like even with the first one, it's so hard to make sure that everything was 100% correct. Because it kind of felt like at times I was doing it based on like feel, like that feels right. Whereas this way, I could see the pattern in its full, you know, glory or whatever, and know that it was, you know, right before I even got into starting to fill in these colors. So I'm not sure how many like variations and stuff that this kind of method would be helpful on. I guess any of the kind of fancy candy ones would, because this would look really cool. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, and even though I said go see it, there was a fancy candy one where it kind of, the line starts out thin and gets thicker and then goes back to thin. That on something like this, where it's like double the width and like so many colors, would be so cool, you know. The changing the sizes of the diamonds and stuff, that those ones also could be really super cool. Like, there's so many different possibilities that a pattern like this could go. It really just comes down to your imagination and having fun with it. Obviously, I'm kind of doing that right here. I just went kind of kind of crazy with the whole thing. Oh, and it's me, of course, right? I had to go and make it only go to the halfway point, because you know what that means, right? I'm going to mirror it and make it go back the other way, because I think that would look really super, super cool. Because when you're wearing it, right, like it's going to be a little bit chaotic, but then there's like all kinds of symmetry and stuff going on, and from the center point it's just going to look like it's radiating outwards. So yeah, there's just gonna be so much going on. Whoop. I'm trying to hit the bar to slide this over, ended up painting something. So yeah, filling in the underlying ones was harder than this, because they're just little tiny spots and you have to hit them. And oh man, if I had been smart, I would have saved the project when I just had all the underlying strings in before I did any of the grays. Of course I didn't do that. That would have been really smart though, wouldn't it? Then I could have tried the other candy versions without actually having to like start from scratch. So there's a pro tip for you. Save it as just underlying strings in like a chevron, and then you can do all kinds of crazy other manipulations. And I honestly try them all. Don't just stop at like something like this and be like, oh, that's enough. There's gonna be some possibilities in here that are gonna be, oh, look at this. This is all jacked up down here. Oh man. That one square is just like way more formidable than the rest. It's hilarious. So what I was saying is, you want to stay away from the edges, and when you double it like this, you want to stay away from the middle, because you're going to be forced to use that color again. So whatever you're building, it should be like right smack in the middle of everything, so that way you get all of that color change going on that makes it look really cool and makes it look more difficult than the whole thing technically really is, right? Like that's what makes them kind of fun. So I guess in this case, I've been calling it fancy candy. I guess in this case, it's a fancy chevron. So I'm almost done filling in everything here. I guess I can just do this side and then do the other. Thanks, Windows. Telling me I can upgrade the power toys. I'm not even sure I actually use anything from that. I thought it sounded cool. I thought it was going to make it really cool for being able to snap different things into like different spaces around my desktop and make it so that way I could like have better organization of all of the different windows at once. That didn't work. Well, at least I didn't find a way to make it work. I don't know. Okay. So that's all of the color ones, and you can kind of make out where the pattern is with the gray. Let's take the grays, all highlighted. Now, come down here, grab my paint bucket, and fill whole selection. All of my grays are back to my normal blue thing. Fantastic. So now, I grab, whoa, I know better. Fill similar, yes. So now, it's a case of going the other direction. So now this is like the dark blue is here, as well as over here. And obviously this is just a little bit harder. Not too bad though. What would have made this easier is if I could pick up the color, because like I left a big chunk out, like outside here, the samples outside the string, that would have made this a bit easier. But I didn't. So you get the idea, right? You're just filling in the other colors going the opposite direction in where the grays had been. And it's on both sides. Technically, I could just do one side and then copy and paste it into place. But I missed one of these here. So the next one is this red. Right, and so you kind of get it. I'll just go and finish filling this in, and that will be it. So hopefully you guys have gotten really good and inspired by all of this, because, well, because this could be really super cool. And hopefully you enjoyed it. I mean, if you're still here, thank you. Be sure to leave a comment, or maybe hit a like or something. That would be awesome. And yeah, thank you to my Patreon supporters who make all this kind of stuff possible. As well, did I mention YouTube? Yeah, YouTube members and Patreon. Because yeah, they're both so different, but they both end up at the bottom. At the end of the day, they both help to make things possible over here. So thank you to both of you guys. I'm obviously been staring at a screen for way too long, and I should give it a rest. So thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make this. I'm not sure when I'll get around to making it. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.